Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Maggie. Thank you for stopping by to see me and what I'm up to today. This is pretty much a continuation of the last video working on this library journal. And actually it's the same day. I just left everything on my desk. That's why it's a mess. And I did a couple little things off camera, but not a whole lot. All right, so one thing I did was finish this tag. And I said I had a place for these little round letter cutouts. So I put it on this book page tag. And then I put this little ticket-like cutout on here, a fussy cut. Put this black and white piece of ribbon because there's black printing and there's black in the on the front of the pocket. So that is that pocket, and I thought I might put this in here, but I'm not that happy with it. This was actually I meant to fussy cut this out because I thought this was a cute image. But I haven't done it yet, and I don't really know that I will. But it was supposed to be like a mason jar with the image inside. But my Scan and Cut decided that it didn't need its top, so it cut all that off. It actually cut it into several small, very neat pieces that were unusable. So I don't know if I will use this or not. We'll see, but I do need something to put into this pocket. I also need to put a tie on this. I don't know for sure if I'm going to do that on this video or not. Oh, maybe I'll put that there. Probably not, because I'm not sure what I did with all my ribbon. I must have put it away in a safe place. You know how those safe places are. But I tried to look for it briefly before I restarted the camera, and I couldn't put my finger on it. So, this tag does have just a piece of torn muslin as a topper. I've been enjoying using this lately. The muslin, I've got some whiter muslin as well, but it tears so easily, and really it goes with just about anything unless you're doing something a little bit more fancy where you want the unless you want the ribbon and lace because of the nature of the journal. So we'll see how many more of those we need. Now I think I'm going to start this video by making the writing board. I do have my pages cut up that I'm going to put on it. Now this is just an extra page from one of the kits. I think I mixed like 2 kits, maybe 3 together. This is going to need to be trimmed down just a little bit more. And usually what I do is I take the pieces and I just kind of wrap them around, but I decided this time to cut them separately, glue them down, and then just go around it with washi tape. So I need to trim this ever so slightly. Hopefully that's enough and not too much. Same on this one because I cut these together. One's skinnier than the other one, so we'll see which one is too much and which one was not enough, right? And again, this chipboard is just from the box of my canned cat food that I get, and I put these in between the cans that are stacked in the little box. Usually I think you get like 3, maybe 3 in a box. I like them for the writing boards a lot. You know, I glue 2 of them together. I don't think you would have to, especially this is cardstock, I didn't mean to print this on cardstock, but I did. you know, 2 pieces of cardstock and one of these would be plenty heavy enough, I do believe. But this is the chipboard. I didn't have to really cut this down. I just went by the size that it is. So we're gonna glue these on here. Because I'm gluing chipboard to, because I'm gluing this heavy cardstock to the chipboard, I'm just going to put, use my wet glue. I am so glad that I cleaned these bottles out good and put them back into surface because they do hold so much more glue than those itty bitty ones, and I do like the tip on it. So I'm happy that I did that. I think I better get a little bit closer to the edge here, because I really don't want this to lift up at any point. I think these writing boards are quite necessary, especially if you have chunky things in your journal or a lot of pockets and so forth. I've got a couple extras I kind of made ahead in case I ever need them for a journal, in case somebody wants a journal and I didn't make one. I try to make some just neutral ones that I can have on hand to add to a journal. Well, I got stuff going on every edge. I'm sure these are going in both the right direction. I didn't cut enough, and this one is just barely fitting. Oh, maybe I'll grow up, because I'm gonna not be so. Maybe I'll grow up someday and get it right. I hope so. In the meantime, I'm having fun. I hope that when you're making your journals or whatever form of art, that you are really enjoying it and that it brings you pleasure and joy. I think that's one of the wonderful things about doing anything with your hands. Doesn't matter. I mean, you know, a lot of men love woodcraft. So do some women. I mean, it just depends on what you enjoy. And my brother, my father was a carpenter by trade, and my brother loves to work with wood. He has built some of the prettiest little pieces of furniture. I don't think he's currently doing it, but he made me a beautiful table that unfortunately I didn't bring to California from Michigan when we left the last time. We weren't planning on staying in California. It was just going to be a short 13-week assignment for me, and then we were coming back, but we didn't. I liked my job there so well, and it just seemed to, my husband liked it, and that's the way it went. So I'm going to try and see if I can trim this off, but I'm going to put washi tape anyway, so. So we left it there. It had his signature on the inside and everything. It was very well made. So, and we need to go back to Michigan. I'm not even going to tell you how many years we've had this stuff in storage. But, you know, it is what it is. Life happens, and, you know. So I'm hoping that table is still there. But anyway, my father left him his, I can never forget that set that he had when I was a kid. I remember it so clearly, sitting in a particular closet, a wooden carpenter's box with all sorts of different tools in it. And he left that for my brother, and I'm sure that my brother still has it. My sister was very, very artistic. She really was. And her daughter is also artistic. my mother, while not educated, was a beautiful seamstress. She made the most wonderful things. So, you know, whatever you enjoy, I wouldn't say that I'm talented like any of my ancestors or even my siblings, but I enjoy this. I enjoy doing this, and I know there are people that do it better, and you know, but it doesn't matter. You just enjoy what you're doing, and let it enhance your life, your mind. I'm fortunate in that I am, of course, retired, and I really don't have any household duties per se. I just kind of take care of myself and my own stuff the best I can. So I have time to craft pretty much whenever I want to. And there's such a sense of freedom in that, but I know that's not the case for everybody. Some people just don't have that kind of time to do that, and they have to steal their time pretty much when they're wanting to craft. Sometimes it takes from doing other things, you know, because they're working a full-time job, or you know, have children to take care of, a husband to take care of, a sick loved one. You know, everyone's circumstances can be very, very different. But I'm fortunate that way, and I feel blessed that I can do that. I can pretty much craft. I'm not a night owl. I think I used to be. You know, I worked nights off and on for several years, and I think I used to be somewhat of a night owl because of that, but I'm really not anymore. I can't just work on anything till, you know, kind of all hours in the morning. I've got to get to bed when I'm tired. You know, I don't know about this washi tape, if it's gonna do me right. I'm kind of wondering, it feels kind of dry. So I may have to go back and put some glue to reinforce it. We'll see. But it's kind of pretty, the gold and the brown. I think that's kind of pretty. So enjoy what you do when you can, as much as time will allow you and is appropriate for your situation. And don't fret about it. Don't feel guilty about it. Just do what you can when you can do it, and enjoy it. Let it add to your life and not take away. Like, I started this video, I really do want to, I don't want this to just go on forever. So, that's why I went ahead and restarted my camera. But my granddaughter is coming up in a little while. I don't know if I'll get through this or not. If I don't, that's all right, because now I know I can pause the camera and I can come back to it. That made me so happy when I figured out that I could do that and not lose everything. Yeah, I may have to come back and glue this. I don't know. You know, this washi, I've never really worked with washi tape. I don't have a lot of washi tape, and I don't think the washi tape that I have is really of the best quality. And I use it primarily for this sort of thing. Sometimes I use it on a page, but I'm not as likely to do that. I'm more likely than not. But I do like it for this, to kind of seal these edges and cover up the chipboard, the edges of the chipboard, because I've found that inking it doesn't really do the trick like I would like it to. Okay, now the writing boards do not have to be fancy. I mean, I don't decorate them. Sometimes I might put a little something on it, maybe a word of inspiration, or but I don't put any embellishment on it. I pretty much just leave it as you see it now. Just like this. Like I say, I may have to go back and do some doctoring on this washi tape, but I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, so this is going to go right back here in this pocket. No, it's not going to go in this pocket. It doesn't fit. How can that be? I thought I made these pockets big enough. Well, alright, so we're not going to cry over spilt milk, right? We are just going to figure something else out. I'll tell you what that something else is going to be. I'm going to use one of my hidden paper clips. I'm going to paper clip this right back here. Maybe it's too thick. I need to paper clip it someplace else. Let's see what we got up front. Well, I am so sad that I didn't make that. I thought I made these pockets wide enough. You know what I could do? I could go back and cut some of this off and just add some washi tape to that side of it. And I think that's exactly what I might do. But let's see if I have time to do that at the end, because it's just too thick to go anywhere. Alright, so I finished this. I do have a little card in there that needs to be glued down a little bit more. Okay, I think I'm going to add this pocket right here. This one was added, tuck spot. And we're going to put this alphabet plate right here, I do believe. I rather like these. I've said it throughout making this journal. I'm glad I found these. It was just like just these maybe 2 pages of different sizes, and I did have to resize them to so that they would fit. But I do rather like them. Oh, here, this is a little bit different. I don't need a big pocket. Maybe I'll use this one instead. It was very inexpensive, maybe $1 or something. Not a lot of money. I think it was worth it. I do like these, and I'll probably use them in other journals, but I thought they would look especially nice in this library journal. You know, I wish I had some really old books. I would like to just feel the paper and the fonts and look at the copyright date. I think that just makes them so interesting. And, you know, you wonder who held them in their hands and what they thought when they were reading a particular book. Oh dear. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I didn't silence my phone and somebody was calling me. It was a scam call, of course. Those are the people that call me the most. They just must love me to death. Alright, so anyway, I was talking about old books, and you know, you can wonder what people were thinking when they read them. Why did they read that book? Did they like it? Very interesting. Now, my little granddaughter is only 4 months old. She just turned 4 months old. And she's growing like a weed. She's so long. She's so tall. She's not particularly heavy, but she's very long. And it appears that she likes her books, her little board books. Her mom has some that she reads to her, and she says she especially likes the board book about baby animals. That seems to be one that she's really attracted to and reacts to differently than other ones. I got her a few board books just so I have them up here, because at 4 months she is very, very aware and very alert. I mean, she is very interested in everything that's going on around her, I think, for a 4-month-old. She's also very headstrong and very stubborn for a 4-month-old. But the fact that she likes her books so much, you know, and I just tried to find a couple on Amazon that I could keep with me, you know, to read to her. And the other night she was real fussy, so I got out one of those books and I said, you know, I'm gonna try reading to her and see what that does. You know, she was just pitching a fit about something. I think she was still hungry and needed another bottle at that particular time, and a bit on the tired side as well. And she stopped fussing and she looked at the book and listened to me read it. And I was so amazed, because she's only 4 months old. But it was like us taking her to church. I mean, that little tiny girl was so interested in everything that was going on around her. I think that's wonderful, and I hope that means she's going to have a wonderful sense of wonder and curiosity. And I can hardly wait till she's big enough and I can sit her on a chair here beside me, and she can actually craft along with me. I think that'll be so much fun, even if it's just cutting up paper into nothing, you know, or using the stamps and stamping on things. I don't know, whatever she might like, or just coloring, you know, making scribbles, as long as she doesn't color on the walls, you know. I don't believe in giving a child that much leeway, but that'll be so much fun, I think. If she enjoys it, she might not enjoy it or want anything to do with that. But time will tell. Time will tell. Time always brings the story full circle at some point. So that can go in there. So now we're just going to go back through and add a few more pieces that we have. Is the tag? No. So I do hope everyone is doing well. It's like I've said before, I truly do mean that. That's not just something I say. I know whoever's listening to me could be facing a real life struggle. I was just trying to divert their mind by watching somebody's video. And if you're that person, then I will remember you in my prayers. We just never know. Now this tag, I decided not to decorate it because it had all this busyness on it, but I actually do think it needs something on it, and before all is said and done, I probably will come back and put something on it. I just don't know what. And I'm not tying any bows, I'm just tying these into little knots. I'm really not trying to be fancy. I'm going to get myself back on camera, back in frame. I'm just putting little toppers on them. So I think I'm going to hold this out because I do want to put something else on there. Does this need anything on the inside? It does. It most certainly does. Classes from the school visit the library. And that's exactly how it is for my daughter. And when the classes visit her library, she is responsible for them, just like it was a classroom, and has to have a lesson plan on the whole thing. You know, it's not just, it's not playtime. Although she does, especially the younger children, she tries to find fun activities for them. I couldn't be a teacher. I just know I couldn't be a teacher. I have a good deal of patience, but I would not make a good teacher. I did work in a high school for a while. It was a program through the hospital that I worked for, and it was called TAP, which was a program for teenage pregnancies. And once they had the baby, they could still attend school there and get their high school degree. That was a very rewarding job as well, and I did that for a year and a half or so. I enjoyed it. One of my favorite students and her baby, I loved that baby. The baby's name was Leilani. She, I've kind of kept in touch with her through Facebook over the years. She's now married and has, Leilani is grown. She's graduated from high school. I believe she may be in college, or I think she was in ROTC or something, and has gone on to, I don't know, with a full-time career in the service. I'm not sure, but she's doing well. She's very successful. And her mom is just beautiful. You know, she just is the most beautiful young woman. She's married to a wonderful fellow, and like I said, they have 2 or 3 boys together that are all much younger than Leilani. But wonderful family, and it's been a pleasure, even just through Facebook, to watch her mature into the woman that she is, and to see Leilani grow into such a beautiful, productive young woman. I mean, I know her mother is so proud of her. She's so proud of all of her children. And she deserves a big hand because she had kind of a rough start. Keep this book clean. So that was very rewarding, very, very rewarding. And but I wasn't actually a teacher. I mean, sometimes I would give little classes about baby care, and I did developmental evaluations on the babies, which I really enjoyed. Sometimes home visits, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I need something to tie this with. Let's see if I have something so I have to dig for something else. Okay. I do have this twine, and I am going to use it. So yeah, you know, you just never know when you deal with people in any capacity how you're going to affect their lives or how they're going to affect your life. She affected my life for the best, for the good. And there were many girls that I met while working there, but Denise was one that really caught my attention, and she loved that baby girl so much. She was a good mommy, and obviously so, because she raised her so well. And now her little boys, as cute as they can be, handsome little guys. So yeah, I'm very happy to have known Denise and Leilani. Well, that's kind of straggly looking, but let's cut this off a little bit. It doesn't need to be that long. Put it back in its home. Right here. Got its little pockets, things in its little pockets. And this is all done, I believe. Well, this should have a little something on it. Should have a little something on it. Okay, so we're gonna put that on there. So I haven't been on here. Well, I don't know how long it was before I paused it. So it's not straight. Okay. I'm gonna put this back through here like this. See, it's these kind of things that do cause a book to have some bulk to it. But even with that, this particular book is not all that bad. So maybe even though this isn't what it's supposed to be, it still is a very cute image of this little bookstore, little bookshop, where a lot of used books end up. So it's a little funny looking, but without its lid. But I'm going to put it in here any old ways. It's a cute image. That doesn't need anything. Okay, this pocket has a tag. I'll put this pretty lady reading her book right here. And boy, I can no longer read a book without readers. I used to be able to, but I had laser vision, you know, more than 20 years ago, about 25 years ago. And that lasted me for a good long time. And I knew that I would lose that ability after time went on. The doctor warned me of that. But, you know, it's still okay. My vision is still pretty good, pretty darn good. I cannot complain at all. I will not complain about it. And I got my new readers prescription, and they are the best. I'm so thankful that I got these. They are making all the difference to me. So, have you made use of the library? I'm sure through school or when you were a child. Okay, so I still have this tag here, and I still have these that need something. Now, I really want to know does anybody that listens to me at all, do you save strings from fabric that you might use? Or do you use fabric in your journals? I enjoy using fabric in my journals, but, you know, that's me. That is just me. Okay, I need something to that doesn't match at all. At least it's got a sort of kind of match, right? And I keep pulling this out thinking it's a piece of muslin, and it's not. It's that yellow plaid fabric. I do like it, but it's not appropriate for this. Here's a small piece. Hope it'll work. Oh, I'm getting lots of strings here to add to my string collection. My daughter even laughed at me when I was talking on another video about these strings and how they seem to be migrating on their own and will eventually turn back into a cloth. I am going to staple this one because it's short, and I know I won't be able to tie it into a knot, let alone a bow, but definitely not even a knot. So I'm just going to staple this on here with my little stapler. That is not a tiny attacher, it's just an Amazon stapler that I bought on Amazon. There we go. I'm not as fond of the stapler look as some places people are, but I'm trying to become more comfortable with it and use it more frequently because it is a great way to attach things that you really don't want to or can't glue. So, what did I do with my daughter's library cards that she gave me? Oh, this was going to go in here. Oh no, it wasn't. Where does this go? Maybe in here? Okay, now I need something else. I guess I could use a piece of twine. All right, so this needs to be cut down. I do need to, oh, I was gonna put this twine on here as a topper. I do need to punch eyelets in here for a, to put a tie on, a closure. I mean, I could just tie something around it, a piece of the ribbon that I have. I could tie something around it and then kind of secure it. Through these, oh, Maggie talk, through the spine stitching that's on there. Where do I want to place this little guy? There, how's that? All right, so now I'm going to pick up some of these leftover pieces of fussy cuts and whatever else I might have. Maybe I'll put one of these in there. And I am going to put these in that envelope so that if anybody ever wants this journal, they will have these extra pieces that they can just look at or do whatever they want to do with. Oh, I like this one. Books wanted. Give all you can from your bookcase for our soldiers and sailors. Leave at the public library. This must have been before World War II. And I'm sure that was a wonderful endeavor, so this has got to go in here for the fit. If not, I'll turn it like this. That must have been quite the challenge, is to find things that, so they would have books, you know, for the servicemen. All right, well, I can do that later. I don't need to pick through this again right now, but I will attach this to one of the pages with one of our bookmarks, with one of our hidden paper clips. And I will put a closure on here. But let me, before I do get off, let me cut this right board down a smidge. Let's see, which side do I want to cut it off of? Maybe this side. I think I'll cut it right at 5 inches. I think that's usually what I do, because I was thinking, why didn't I trim this? I usually do have to trim it. Well, there we go. Let's see if it'll fit now before I put any more tape on this. There. Now I might, because I do have to wrap this with some tape, with some washi tape. And once I put that on there, it might just consider itself too chunky to go in there. So we're going to cut it down another little bit. And I'm kind of mumbling again. I'm so sorry. That should be enough. And it is. So I'm going to put some more washi tape on here. I wish I knew for sure how long I'd been on here, but I think the timer restarts itself after you pause it. I could be wrong, but anyway, I do want to I will come back with a very short video when this is really actually completely finished, when the closure is on, and when the closure is on, I have everything paper clipped where it needs to go. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to pull out for my next journal now or wait till I do that? And I'm very tempted to wait until I actually until I'm actually done. There, now we're good to go. Hopefully this washi tape will stick. If it doesn't, you know, I always go back through my journals after I've had them for a while and check and make sure everything is still glued down and behaving itself. Okay. So I've got 3 large journaling cards in here and other smaller ones. I think I may try to make a couple more journal cards to fit into this. I'm wanting to trim this excess lace off of here. But and when I make these larger journal cards, especially if there's none that comes with the actual kit, I will just find some images that I didn't use and then just print them off and back them, or you know, cut them down to size, this, you know, and then back them with something. So I may make a couple of more. That'll take no time at all. Okay. All right, so I think we're just about done. Just about done. Hooray. I hate to say, oh, I gotta put some beads on this, and I've got some little keys but I don't really have any book chimes or anything, but I do have some keys. So I think I'll put some keys on it, on the bottom of the dangles, and cut some more larger journaling cards. Stuff this little blue envelope with things and paper clip it. So we're going to be using all 3 of our paper clips. Hooray. And we will be done with this one, and then the next time I come back on, which like I said, I hope will just be a very short video to do a final flip through, and you'll be able to see the dangles that I put on and the extra journaling cards that I made, which will probably only be maybe 2, 3 at the most. I just can't seem to get this cut off. I'm not cutting from the right angle. I don't want to cut anything else. All right, that's good enough. So my grandbaby will be up here in a few minutes. I think I'm all ready for her. And I will see you, my friends, in the next one. Bye-bye.